It's the Texas Rangers taking on the Los Angeles Dodgers.
And now, please welcome your...
All right, we'll be back to get this one started after this. And taking the ball for the Dodgers, Tyler Glasnow. What do we have on him?
With the height, the release point creates a lot of tilt on his pitches. So coming into the zone, really hard for the hitters to get on plane. Makes it very difficult for the hitters to guess.
Coming up on the first pitch, here's Brandon Nimmo.
Designated hitter, number 24, Brandon Nimmo.
And we are underway. The 1-0.
Whoa. Hey.
Swing and a foul out of play. Foul ball, another 2-2 upcoming. Got him. And one away.
Batting second, left fielder, Wyatt.
Let's take a look at our lineup. And Chris, this group has been struggling to put up runs lately.
Well, they haven't been on base a ton, and even when they are, they haven't been hitting very well with runners on base. So they need a player or two to really step up, have some quality at bats, hit according to the situation, and sort of break out of this. I think if they do, the rest of this lineup will follow.
Yes.
Glasnow back to work. The 0-1. Foul ball. And the 0-2. That one missed. Pitch is in the dirt. 2-2. Outside. That's a good at bat right there. He was down early in that plate appearance. Works the walk.
Shortstop Corey Seager.
Seager stands in now. Good power. Not great in the OBP department. Runner takes off. Bounced up the middle. On to first. No chance at the double play with the runner in motion.
Batting fourth, first baseman Jake Berger.
Man, I mean, nice job just presenting it to be better than it actually was.
Just missed. Fastball for a strike.
Cold night tonight, Boog, and that's a pretty firm fastball right there. I tell you what, memories of getting jammed, they are creeping into my mind right now.
That's a ball.
Just missed. 3-2 now.
He's just missing with some pitches that, I mean, they're not strikes, and that's what you think, oh, good pitch is a strike, but so many times pitchers are trying to tease the zone, and the last two pitches that he's thrown, good pitches, but even better takes.
Muncy sends it to first. That ends the frame. The Dodgers coming up, and we are scoreless. You're watching Major League Baseball exclusively on the show. Ready to go for the last half of the inning. And on the mound for Texas in this one, Kumar Rocker. What do you have on him, Chris?
Well, primary pitch is an outstanding sinker. It's hard to pick up out of the hand, but in the last few feet really has arm side movement. Tough pitch for hitters to get the barrel of the bat on.
Miguel Rojas steps to the plate for the Dodgers.
Hitter, number 72, Miguel Rojas.
Check swing, no appeal, and it's 1-0.
Nope. That's inside.
Out towards right center field. Carter on the move to the gap. He's got it. And there's one away. Time to check out the Dodgers lineup. This is an offense, Chris, that's having a hard time scoring runs right now.
Yeah, sometimes things just aren't going to click, and unfortunately what happens is players press, they try to do a little bit more, and they get out of their game. You've got to let the game come to you. If you chase it, it's going to run from you. So this is a team that just needs to calm down, relax, and understand that they're going to come out of this.
That clips the corner. Slides for the stop. Throw to the pitcher. Nicely done for the out.
Just so impressed with the movement on that play. Footwork was excellent. The arm strength was there. And, of course, the most important part was getting the out.
2 down, base is empty. Here's the catcher, Will Smith. And first offering is fouled off.
Ball.
Swing and a ball popped in the air. That gets down for a hit. So a 2-out knock keeps the inning alive.
Definitely found a perfect spot. Those could be hard sometimes. We talked about in left field. You're kind of anticipating cheating in for a ball. Hit something like that you can rob a little soft flare in front of you, but perfectly placed, so you reward the hitter with it.
That one is absolutely belted. Carrying well. Reaching for it and brings it in. On to the second now from Dodger Stadium. No score. Back here at Dodger Stadium. New inning getting started. Andrew McCutchen stepping in for the Rangers.
Ball. Low.
The 1-0.
That's the ball.
Larry Bullard, our umpire behind the plate.
But Bullard's got a pretty standard strike zone. Sometimes they'll have you guessing a little bit, but overall, well-respected umpire in the league.
High fly ball, right field. Tucker settles under this one, and there's one down.
Batting 6, center fielder Evan Carter.
Check swing of the first pitch. Look down to third. Yes, he did. That's a swing. 0-1. Swings through that one. Swings and misses. And they're 2 down.
Came after him with the fastball on 0-2, and that's a pretty good demonstration of what power pitching is all about. He's got the stuff, obviously, and right there he used it to put his opponent away without needing to waste any pitches.
Danny Jansen in the box with 2 gone, and takes a look at a called strike. Second inning here, no score. Swings through that one out in front that time.
He's in a great spot right here, ahead in the count 0-2. All 4 pitches in play right here, partner.
2 down, nobody on. Right through there, got him. Another strikeout for Glass now. We'll go to the bottom of the second, no score. Bottom of the inning, and at the plate for the Dodgers, Max Muncy.
He's hitting for that pop. Came out of the gates really strong.
And that's off the outside edge, and that's ball 1. Crushed. Left center field. This one's deep. Forget it. So he goes the opposite way with that one. And they jump ahead in the second. It's 1-0.
Boog, his plan was to hit the ball hard, and he was going to figure out the rest later. You can't argue with those results. That's an impressive swing of the bat to go over the wall to the opposite field gap. And you know, there are a lot of guys that just don't have the pop to do that, and probably just as many who don't have the approach either. He let that ball travel, and he got great extension on the follow-through to drive it out of here. So you just got to delete it. You give up that leadoff home run, go back to work, focus on this next batter.
And the 0-1. And that one hammered, and that's got extra bases written all over it. Takes the turn. He's digging for second. High bounce takes it over the fence for an automatic double.
Well, this tends to happen more often in this park than others, and that short fence is just so inviting for hitters. You see a lot of balls bounce over for an automatic double when no one can run it down.
Runner in scoring position, no outs. Andy Pajes steps to the plate for the Dodgers. Man at second. And a foul ball. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. The next offering misses. And the count 1-2. Fly ball down the line. That one is foul, and he'll see another. The 1-2. And it's fouled off. They'll do it again.
5 foul balls in this at bat so far, and these two are going head to head. You can see the crowd. They're starting to get into it a little bit more and more each pitch, even though there hasn't been a ball in play yet.
He makes the grab. Runner tags at second. He makes it to third. Good base running to move up with only 1 out.
Batting 8th, second baseman, Alex Freeland.
Close one, doesn't get the call. Ball 1. And another ball. One away with a runner at third. Bottom half of inning number 2. Right down to shoot. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Good eye in that spot.
Good spot there, but didn't get the strike at the knees and doesn't seem too convinced by the call out there on the mound as he tries to get a better sense of the umpire strike zone.
One away with a runner at third. Goes down looking for the strikeout. That was pretty nasty. Freeland wants another look at the called strike. It's a challenge, and it's going to stay a strike. That knocks them down to 1 challenge left. So up next, Hesung Kim. Up and in. Look out. The 1-0.
Well, out there on the mound, he's got to go right after this hitter because you don't want to turn this lineup over. This is the guy that you've got to get that final out, get out of this inning.
On the ground. He takes it on his own. They limit the damage here. So the Dodgers strike first on the solo jack. It's now 1-0. Back here in L.A. on to the 3rd inning. Josh Smith stepping in for the Rangers. Glasnow back to work.
Feels like the fastball is catching them off guard at times. They've watched several go by for strikes, and they're still not attacking them for some reason.
Strike 2.
Well, we call that keyholing. Even though it's right there and looks pretty good, if he doesn't love it, he's not going to swing that early in the count.
Oh, great stop to first. And they get the out.
Batting 9th, third baseman Josh Young.
Up the middle. Throw on to Freeman. First 2 batters retired here in the top of the 3rd.
Up next for the Rangers, the designated hitter, Brandon Nimmo.
So the Rangers batting order turns over. Brandon Nimmo digs in now. 0 for 1 after striking out looking to start the game. Two down, nobody on. And that drops in for a strike. Just missed.
Too close for me, partner, to take that 0-2 fastball, but for whatever reasons, he let it go by. He's still in the at-bat. I don't think he'll let the next one go.
That's down and in. A slider missed. Goes down swinging for the strikeout. He's notched 4 strikeouts now. Rangers go down quickly there, and it remains 1-0. Back here at Chavez Ravine, set for the bottom of the 3rd, Miguel Rojas steps to the plate for the Dodgers. A swing and a miss, and that's strike 1. That one drilled left field, and it stays fair. Around first and hustling for second. And he starts the bottom of the 3rd with a double.
Nice line drive to the pull side right there, but he didn't spin off of it. That's the key. You still have to extend through the baseball in order to hit a line drive like that.
drive, base hit. Coming home. He'll score easily. It's an RBI single, and they lead by 2.
Comes through with the RBI. Nice line drive to the pull side, met it out front, but just stayed through it nice enough and ripped it into the outfield.
Will Smith to the plate. 1 for 1 with a single so far. And that misses. And that is ball 1. 1 on, nobody out. A run in here in the last half of the 3rd. Swing and a high fly ball left field. Makes the grab.
Up next for the Dodgers, first baseman Freddie Freeman.
First offering, runner goes. Pulled hard, but it's a foul ball. Freeman throws right, bats left. Batting in the cleanup spot. His slugging percentage so far this year right around .480. Swing and a ball lined out towards center. That's a base hit. They fired in quickly, so it's first and second with only 1 away.
Just so sound in his mechanics. Hits against a firm front side, and the hands just continue to carry through the middle of the field.
Here's Max Muncy. He's already homered in this game. And takes low for ball 1.
Could use a ground ball here. Something in the infield. Runner at first base. Get 2. Get out of this.
And another ball.
Tough spot right here. A couple runners on. 2-ball count. You can't nibble, but you have to execute and finish your pitch. If you leave something out over the plate, it's going to bring in some runs.
In the dirt. One out. Runners at first and second. And they're all loaded up.
Up next for the Dodgers, left fielder Teoscar Hernandez.
He was late there. Strike 1. First signs of bullpen movement here in the early going. Luis Curvelo getting ready to go. Alexander, a left-hander, also throwing. That one finds the zone, and it's 0-2.
So now it's all about protect mode. Try to shorten up. Try to track the ball. Block it if you have to, as far as just a late swing that maybe you're not sure about, but some way, somehow climb back into this at bat through the count.
Outside low, and the count 1-2.
Way to lay off that pitch down.
And that's outside. Tucker on third. Freeman over at second. Muncy at first. 1 gone. Swing and a line drive, and that's a base hit into right field. In comes the run from third to add on. It's an RBI single, and they take a 3-run lead.
Wasting no time. He's 2 for 2 now on the night, and just a triple and home run away from the cycle.
Seriously, we're starting with this already. Manager out of the dugout now, and it looks like we'll see a change on the mound. Kumar Rocker gives way, and this is one he'd like to forget. Back with a new arm after this.
Now pitching for Texas.
Taking over on the mound for the Rangers, Tyler Alexander.
Well, no margin for error in terms of throwing strikes with the bases loaded. Just has to execute 1 pitch at a time to try to get out of this.
And next for LA, Andy Pajes. 0 for 1 with a fly out to center. And he makes the catch. Runner tags for home. He scores on the sac fly. It's 4-zip.
Up next for the Dodgers, second baseman, Alex Freeland.
Hey!
And it stays fair. Muncy on his horse around third. 1 run is in. Headed to the plate. He'll score. 2 runs are in, and it's now a 6-run lead.
Gets the job done as he brings home a pair. It's always fun to see a double rip down the line. That one just barely stayed fair, so that was a good call by the umpire. He was all over it.
Man at second here with 2 away. Here's the shortstop at the plate, Haesung Kim. That's in there. That's strike 1. Swing and a miss, and that one missed by a ton.
Man, that was pretty gross right there.
Swing, and he popped it up. Grabs it on the run. That is the inning. But 9 batters hit in the inning. 5 come around to score. 3 innings complete. It's the Dodgers 6 and the Rangers nothing. Back here at Dodger Stadium. Start of the 4th.
Clearly down in this ball game, and you can't look at the deficit and try to get it all back in one swing. It's got to come 1 at bat at a time, and even shrink it down smaller, pitch to pitch. Make that pitcher work to get you out. Well, these Rangers, as this game goes on, have to be more disciplined at the plate. They're chasing a lot of pitches outside the zone, and those chases that are turning into a bunch of outs. Can they turn that around and stay within the zone? We'll see, but I think they have to.
1 down.
And as a pitcher, when the hitters are swinging at everything, you feel no need to challenge inside the zone. You just keep working the corners and expanding that strike zone and beyond, and they just keep eating right out of your hand.
Seager in the box with 1 away as he takes ball 1.
I can't play around with him here. It's a 6-run lead at this point. Got to attack hitters even if you give up a solo shot.
The Rangers yet to pick up a hit here. And strike 2. Foul ball, another 2-2 upcoming. Popped in the air, left field, and there's 2 away.
Up next for the Rangers, first baseman Jake Burger.
Left field. And that is foul.
Well, that's where you want to be right there. All over that first pitch fastball. Just a little too much hook on it. Straighten that thing out. You get to jog around the bases.
Ripped to right. Base hit. So the inning's still alive with Andrew McCutchen coming to the dish.
Up next for the Rangers, right fielder Andrew McCutchen.
That one's upstairs, ball 1. And the 1-0. That's in there. Swing and a pop-up in foul ground. And that is that. One left for Texas. They still find themselves down 6-0. Ready to go, bottom four. Now it's the Dodger leadoff hitter, Miguel Rojas.
Miguel Rojas.
You know, these Dodgers putting together some really good at-bats in this game. There's been a lot to like with how they're approaching their chances at the plate. They were obviously able to run the starter out of the game in the third, so they've set the table for a win, and now I'm sure they're thinking it's time to feast.
Jansen takes it in for the out. One up, one down.
Right fielder,
I mean, when you're chasing the opposing starter in the first inning or two, that's just such a tone setter for the game, and it puts the other team back on their heels, and it instills a lot of confidence in your lineup from top to bottom.
Ripped, but it curls foul. And the 0-1. Fouled off left side. The 0-2. And he swings and lifts one to deep center field. That's back there. Just missed it.
Up next for the Dodgers, catcher Will Smith.
And up to the plate is Will Smith. 1 for 2. Two down, nobody on. We're here in the bottom of the fourth. That clips the zone. That's strike 2.
Looked pretty good as far as being in the strike zone, but I'm sure as a hitter, not too good with where it was located. Very top of the strike zone, middle away.
Cut on and miss. Struck him out. Inning over. Dodgers go down quietly. They lead it, though, 6-0. Back here in L.A., we go to the top of the fifth. Evan Carter stepping in for the Rangers. Smoked into left, base hit.
Up next for the Rangers, catcher
Only
Danny
2 hits
Jansen.
allowed so far tonight, Boog, so I don't think that one will disrupt his momentum all that much. You know, he's really been on top of his game, commanding his pitches all night long.
And first offering is fouled off.
Well, these Rangers just lacking discipline at the plate in this ball game. They're chasing a lot of pitches outside the zone, and those chases that are turning into a bunch of outs. Can they turn that around and stay within the zone? We'll see, but I think they have to.
Now he's challenging the called strike. And after review, it was a ball. Good eye. They'll keep both their challenges. Carter gets his lead at first with nobody out. Comes up empty as he chases that one in the dirt. Outside low. And that's ball 2. Can't connect on the curveball, struck him out.
Bogey just ran out of patience there. He took a couple of pitches to even that count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes, but that time chased outside the zone.
So digging in, Josh Smith. Grounded out his first time up. On the ground, 2 ball. Flips it. There's one. On to Freeman. Double play. Inning over. He continues to roll on the mound as 5 shutout innings are in the books. It's the Dodgers 6 and the Rangers nothing. Back here at Chavez Ravine. Now it's the Dodger cleanup hitter, Freddie Freeman.
Freddie Freeman.
This one in the air center field. Carter gets under it. And there's one down.
One unusual feature of Dodger Stadium, Boog, those low walls in the outfield corners as they curl towards home plate. Lots of homers and automatic doubles because of them.
Got it started a little too early. Strike one. You touched on this, Singy, but Dodger Stadium has become much more hitter-friendly than it used to be. A few decades back, it was probably the most pitcher-friendly ballpark in the league. Next offering in there for a strike. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Out towards right center field. 2 down.
Up next for the Dodgers, left fielder.
And now Teoscar Hernandez.
Ball.
2 down, nobody on. Last half of inning number 5. To the right side, into the outfield, base hit. And that extends the inning.
Up next for the Dodgers, center fielder, Andy Cahen.
Out towards left center, Carter in and to his right. That is the inning. 1 left for LA, but they're on top by a count of 6-0. Welcome back. A few highlights to help tell the story of the game. So up next,
Leading off
Josh
for
Young.
Texas, third baseman, Josh Young.
Hey!
Swing and a foul back, and that's out of play. Got him swinging for the strikeout. So he picks up his 6th strikeout of the ball game.
You know, Boog, you often think of sliders more for that horizontal movement, but most of the good ones have both vertical depth and that horizontal movement, and that's what we saw right there. Good drop on the break and got him to swing over the top.
That one finds the zone. Strike one. Nimmo, 32 years old, and he's one of the few players in Major League Baseball born in the state of Wyoming.
And it really looks like these hitters have been in between with their timing today. Good fastball, excellent slider, but they've not been able to commit to one velocity and stay there.
Strike 3, and that's 2 in a row.
Well, that's a curveball that people like to describe as a hammer or Uncle Charlie, and you can see why. It's not a looping slow curve. He throws it hard, and it gets plenty of bite on the end.
Slice down the right side. Two down, nobody on.
Oh!
High fly ball out to center field. Pajes under it. And that'll do it. Make it 6 shutout innings for him out there now. Major League Baseball is on the show. back here at Dodger Stadium. Well, we go bottom 6. Alex Freeland steps to the plate for the Dodgers. And first offering is fouled off.
You know, these Dodgers doing a good job of putting the ball into play, and that makes things more challenging on the defensive side. The numbers tell us they're averaging more than a hit every inning, and they've only struck out twice, so they keep finding ways to put their bat on the ball.
Swings through that one. It's a strikeout.
Good late cut for the strikeout there. That thing really got in on him, and you know, the cutter isn't really a huge swing and miss pitch most of the time because it's not really meant to move a whole lot. You're just trying to miss the big part of the barrel and maybe get some weak contact. But that one right there did a whole lot more than that. That was a really good pitch.
Langford takes it in for the out. 2 down.
Up next for the Dodgers.
And you know we're living in the launch angle era, but today feels like we're being treated to a throwback performance, talking about those ground ball numbers in this one.
Nope, that's away.
The Dodgers up big in this one here in the bottom of the 6th.
Huh.
The 1-1. And it's fouled away. Ground ball right side. He takes it himself to the bag, and that'll do it. It's the Dodgers 6 and the Rangers nothing. This game's a bit of a blowout, Singy. Let's talk about something random.
Let's do it.
All right, Singy, we've been in all the press boxes. You got best press box food.
I'd say press box food because of the ice cream. We have to go Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to our guy Frank.
Yes. New York for me is pretty good. Yankees?
Yeah, solid.
Yeah. As far as ballpark food, one of my favorite places is San Francisco.
Garlic fries, yo.
Garlic fries, and you got the lobster roll out there in the outfield if you want to make the walk all the way out there.
It's great, though, broadcasting a game with that zoo breath where you could just, I mean, absolutely levitate some people with your breath.
Up next for the Rangers, first baseman Jake Berger.
That one
Nope,
drifts
that's
inside.
outside.
But we got the crab fries in Philadelphia, is that right?
Yep, and then
It's been a long time for me.
Boog's Barbecue at Oriole Park.
I knew you'd go there.
That's right.
Yeah. Anyway, you can work in your name, huh?
That's right. Throw on to Freeman,
Up next for
and
the
2 away to
Rangers,
start the
right
7th.
fielder Andrew McCutchen.
This lineup is having a tough time finding a good rhythm at the plate. Their swings are disjointed, which tells me they're having issues with pitch recognition.
McCutchen up for the 3rd time and takes ball 1.
Nope,
Well, it's been a
that's high.
very impressive outing so far. His command has been a big part of it. Even when he misses outside the strike zone, which is exactly what a pitcher wants.
That's a strike. Next offering is fouled back. 2 down, nobody on. That one almost got him. Payoff pitch. Got him swinging. That's his 9th strikeout so far. Still in total command on the mound with 7 shutout innings. Back after this on the show.
Now pitching for Texas.
So out of the
number
bullpen for the
57,
Rangers, Luis Curvelo.
I think it's got to be a little tough coming in out of the pen when your guys are trailing so big on the scoreboard. just doesn't have the same intensity to it, but he's got to find a way because these batters count the same for his stats, obviously, regardless of the score.
Ball one. Right.
Let's go, Kyle.
No.
Sharp grounder. That's through for a base hit. Man aboard on the leadoff single.
Up next for the Dodgers, catcher.
The batter now will be Will Smith. 1 for 3. Pitch misses. Ball 1. In there for a strike at the bottom of the zone. Bullpen action for the Rangers. Chris Martin, the hard-throwing righty, is up and loosening. Here's a 1-1. Yeah, that's fouled off. Line drive, base hit. Throw back in quickly. First and second now with nobody out.
He made that look easy, keeping his bat in the zone on plane for a long time. That leads to a high contact rate and more barrels, Boog. Even when you don't get it great, it's still hit hard enough to dunk something in like that in front of the center fielder.
Oh.
First and second, no outs. Here at the bottom of the 7th. That's
Nope.
inside.
That's inside.
Liner, and this could be trouble. Here's Tucker on his way to the plate. 1 run across, rounds third, headed for the plate. The relay, he'll score. 2 runs are in. It's 8-0.
Picks himself up a couple of ribbies. When you connect and it jumps off your bat like that, you're thinking double at the very least. Put a great swing on it, and man, he wasn't fooled at all.
Muncy digs in. He's already homered here in this one. And that's in there at the knees for a strike. Man at second. Right through there for a strike. And 1-2.
That's a good miss off the inside part of the plate. You'd much rather miss there than out over the plate where this guy could do some real damage.
And the funky Muncy is stifled by the strikeout.
Well, he froze him with the changeup right there, and I think he was so geared up for fastball. Once he recognized that it was off speed, he just wasn't able to make an adjustment. So a really good strikeout, and pitcher just won the battle. He must have been looking for something else because he gave up on that pitch a little early. It was right down Main Street. Probably not going to see a better pitch to hit in this at bat.
Ripped to first, caught. To second with the throw in, no chance to get back. It's a double play. We look ahead to inning number 8. It's the Dodgers 8 and the Rangers nothing.
Now pitching for the Dodgers.
Welcome back, and a new arm on the mound to start the 8th. Number 78.
And he's got a nice lead to work with, so he should come in throwing strikes, attacking these hitters.
Evan Carter stepping in for the Rangers.
Center fielder Evan Carter.
There's a strike. Activity in the bullpen for the Dodgers. Edgardo Henriquez looks to be getting ready for manager Dave Roberts. The 0-1. And there's a ball. Drilled in the air, high and deep right field. Into the corner, but foul. This one in the air, center field. And makes the grab. One away.
Up next for the Rangers, catcher Danny Jansen.
Slashed foul down the right side. That'll hook off into the seats. And that's in for a strike. The Rangers with a lot of ground to make up. And we're in the top of the 8th. Fights it off. He'll see another. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss, and he struck him out. 2 gone.
Well executed pitch on the outside part of the plate.
Here's the second baseman, Josh Smith.
Oh.
Popped up to the left, into foul ground. And that is that. 1, 2, 3, go the Rangers. Still 8-0. Back here in LA, this offense has lifted them to a lead with plenty of hits so far in this one as we look at the spray chart.
Yeah, it looks like they've been spreading it out pretty well in this one, Boog. Spraying the ball all over the yard. Good team effort at the dish. Not sure if he was expected for the pitcher to come right at him, but he got a nice cookie there and just watched it the entire way.
The 0-1. He swings and fouls one off. It's softly on the ground to third. Young tossed to first. One gone to the bottom of the 8th.
Up next for the Dodgers, second baseman
Alex Freeland steps to the plate for the Dodgers.
Struck out on just 3 pitches last time.
Swings through that one. 0-1.
Just not able to catch up to that velocity.
Inside. And now it's even 1-1. That one missed. Battling here as he fouls it away. The Dodgers up big in this one. Here, the bottom half of the 8th inning. Got him. Larry Bullard rings him up. Here comes the skipper, and we're going to see a pitching change in this spot. Luis Curvelo won't go any further tonight. We'll be back in a minute with a new arm on the mound.
Now pitching for Texas.
Taking over on the
number
mound for the
31,
Rangers, Chris Martin.
And with the big deficit on the scoreboard, he almost has to just put that out of his mind. Every outing matters for relievers and their numbers, but I think it's tough to get up for this type of appearance the same way you would for one in a close game.
For the Dodgers, shortstop Hassan Kill.
On the ground, right side. Tosses to the pitcher, covering the bag. They don't come much closer than that. Bang, bang play to end the inning. Dodgers down in order as the lead holds at 8-0. Back here at Chavez Ravine. We go to the ninth. Josh Young stepping in for the Rangers. And first offering is fouled off.
Ball.
Line drive, base hit, right field. So now back to the top of the order.
Up next for the Rangers, the designated hitter, Brandon Nimmo.
Nope, outside.
Well, the leadoff man gets on. You want to minimize the threat by playing sound defense. Hopefully the pitcher can get a ball on the ground and they can roll him up for two.
The 1-0.
Ball two.
Hit hard, but foul off to the left. Now this one gets away from the catcher. And the runner stays where he is. Payoff pitch. So a walk puts runners at first and second. First and second and nobody out. Next up for Texas, Wyatt Langford. That's too low. Ball one. Line drive, base hit. Knocks it down.
Up next for the Rangers, shortstop Corey Seager.
And that one hit 97 on the gun. All loaded up here at the top of the ninth. Just missed.
Pressure's on right here. 2-0 count, bases loaded. You don't want to fall to a 3-ball count and then walk in a run. He's got to challenge the hitter right here.
Swings through that one for strike one.
He normally does damage on that pitch in that location. Just a swing and a miss there. I don't think you want to throw it again, though.
All loaded up. Dangerous hitter at the plate. Check swing called strike. And the count now even up. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And a strikeout for the first out here in the ninth. And now it's Jake Burger to hit.
And this is a big opportunity for him to pick up his teammate right here.
Bases loaded, one away.
He hasn't wanted to challenge him. Both of those pitches off the plate away. Don't expect anything down the heart of the plate. You may just have to be patient and take your walk here.
Swing and a pop-up over near the wall. And he can't quite get there. It's a foul ball. Young, the runner at third. Nimmo on second. Langford over at first with one away. Rips that one to right. He's there. He's got it. Runners tagging from second and third. He's in on the sacrifice fly. It's 8-1.
Up next for the Rangers, right fielder Andrew McCutcheon.
And the Dodgers will go to the bullpen. Number 78 will depart. And the line not closed on him yet as he's responsible for the runners on base. Back with a new pitcher after this.
Now pitching for the Dodgers.
New pitcher for the Dodgers, Edgardo Henriquez. This is his 5th appearance of the year.
That's the ball.
2 on, 2 outs.
Ball 2.
Next one misses, and that's ball 3.
That was absolute gas. Triple digits on the gun. It's just a different experience as a hitter watching that go by.
There's the strike, 3-1. Next offering is fouled back. Henriquez is just 1 strike away. Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. 2 on, 2 outs. Got it, and that's the ball game.
Clearly the bats came to play today, and the pitching and defense as well. We saw some outstanding plays, great performances all the way around. Just 1 run allowed. They never gave the other side a chance.
And this one finishes with a final of 8-1. Dave Roberts and company celebrate in the dugout. For Chris Singleton and our entire crew here at MLB The Show, thanks for stopping by. I'm John Shambi. Talk to you soon.